Hello, everybody. Just checking sound. Can you hear me? Great. Hi, Penny. Thanks for giving me the thumbs up that you can hear me. That's good. I'm just admitting people from the waiting room. I popped a little note in the chat box already this morning. Well, not this morning, actually, this afternoon. There we go. Just to let you know, I've brought lots of bits of equipment to the class again today. So if you didn't see the little chat message and you happen to have a long piece of TheraBand, grab that. If you have a TheraLoop too, grab that. If you don't have the actual loop, what we can do is quickly tie a knot in it and make a loop partway through the class. And of course, whenever I program the classes, if you don't have any of these little bits of small equipment, you can still do the exercises without it. I always try and make the programming so that you can have the extra bits of equipment as optional, not as necessity. Hand weights, if you've got those, grab them. And I brought my ring along as well. Not that we'll be using that much, but I will show you where you can use it for a hamstring stretch instead of our long piece of TheraBand. So I'll just give you a minute more to collect all those bits if you have it. You're probably getting used to me now. You pretty much just bring everything to class and then we'll see what we use. Okay. And of course your head towel, just to support your neck when you are down on the mat, that you've got your neck in a really nice alignment. So it's a little bit lengthened. It's not jutting up to the ceiling like that with a shortened neck position. Okay. So we're going to start our class today with a standing warm-up, a little bit different to what we did before. If anything doesn't feel good for you in this class, as always, just stop what you're doing that doesn't feel good. Do another stretch or a movement that you know does work for your body. I will try and give options where possible to give you alternate positions or alternate exercises, but just listen to your body. Don't push through any pain or any range of motion that doesn't work. You can always shorten a limb to a shortened position if your shoulder doesn't like to go all the way out here. So I'll try and help you with that through the class, but please just listen to your body. Okay, let's get going. We've got everybody from the waiting room. All right, feet hip distance apart, just standing up nice and tall. Grow tall right through the top of your head. And then we're going to reach our hand up and just start with our side bend stretch, lengthening through this waist. Try and open up the rib cage here with a lovely deep breath in. Make sure you're keeping your weight even on both feet. So don't shift it all the way to one foot. And then slowly coming back up. Other side, grow tall. And then side bend over. Lovely. Good. Just nice and slowly to begin with. Allow the body to release its tension with a little bit of time in the stretches. Good. One more this way. Lovely. And coming back up. All right, we're just going to add on to this a little bit more, reaching up into your side stretch. Then start to round your spine forward. Bend the knees and you're going to come down through the center. Little pause here like a bit of a rag doll. Then rotate to the other side and come up to your side bend on the opposite. Good. Coming up. And again, side bend over. Then rotate, curl the back, pull the abdominals in, rotate through the center, a bit like a rag doll. Keep going with your rotation through the body and up. Good. Again, we'll just make it a little bit quicker through the ragdoll. And coming up. Good. Over, curl, abdominals in. Sweep it around. Up. Good. Curl around. Let the head and neck relax. One more each side. Over. Abs in here. Up. Last time. Over. Curl it around. And come back up. Very nice. Okay, now come and stand near a wall. Just to occur from the hip joint and just swing for about 10. Just mobilizing that hip joint and a bit of the fascia and the neural structures through the back of the legs and the hamstring. Good. Okay. Take that leg, place it behind you. I'm just going to turn to the front so you've got a little curtsy position happening. Okay. So curtsy and then extend the leg out. Too deep yet. Just let the leg warm up. Once. Don't have to hold on. That's great. If you need the wall, that's absolutely fine too. Good. 5 more kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to turn around to the wall. Let's swap to the other side for your hip swing. Just keeping a lovely upright spine. Allow the movement to occur just at that hip joint. Nice and free. Forwards and backwards. Going into a little curtsy. And then kick the leg out to the curtsy. The hip abductors. And getting the body warm. Good. About 6 more. Curtsy. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll. We've got a little mic problem, everybody. Why is it not out? Okay, can you hear me now, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I'm not sure why the mic is doing something crazy today. Nothing's different. But yes, do holler out if you can't hear me. Okay, so rolling down through your spine, slowly opening up the back. And then walk it out to your plank. And just hold it there for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bend the knees. Come on in. And I'm just going to rotate to the front. Extend one leg out. We've been working on this one the last couple of weeks. We are going to do our thread the needle here. So taking the opposite arm, reach it through. And then reaching up to the ceiling. Good. Going for 4 more on this side. That's it. 3. 2 more. Good. 1 more. And up. Now stay with this same leg outstretched, but take that arm up. Same arm as leg this time. And going through your needle. And then rotating, reaching right up to the ceiling. And thread the needle. And back up. Good. 2 more on this arm. Threading through. One more. And very nice. Let's take the opposite leg out. Take a moment just to pause there. Really spread your sit bones wide apart towards the back wall. Now take the opposite arm and thread your needle for 5, 4. Getting that rotation in the thoracic spine with a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. Last one on this arm. Now swap the arm. Thread that needle. And reach. It's a lot easier to go this way because the pelvis is not blocking our rotation. So we can really find the rotation from the pelvis all the way up through the spine. 1 or 2 more. Very nice. Good. I hope you can hear me. Still. All right. Let's and keep all your bits of equipment near you. Okay. Your head towel underneath your head now. Going ahead and laying down on your back. And let's just cross one ankle over the knee. So you've got that figure of 4 position. All right. We're going to hold a gentle glute stretch here. However, we'll take our hands behind our head, interlace our fingers to really support the neck. And then you're going to gently curl head and shoulders up off the mat. Just in your small abdominal prep. Good. Scoop those abdominals in, slide your ribs towards your hips. More here for me. And one more. Very good. Leave your legs crossed like this. Place your hands down by your side. You're just going to float that other leg off the floor. Now from the lower part of your abdominals, just gently curl the tailbone off the mat. Try not to squeeze the legs. Really think of the pubic bone up towards the back. Scooping those. Good. Let's go for 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Rest it down. Go back to the hands behind the head. Let's repeat that combination. So we're going to curl up. Nice and slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take it back to your reverse curl, lower abdominals. Little scoop. Peel that tailbone off the mat. Rolling through those lower abdominal fibers. 1 more. And rest the legs. Very good. Take your hands and I want you to thread one hand through the leg and the other to the outside. And you're just going to curl up on that oblique angle. Now here, if you need a little head support, you can take one hand behind the head. Still keep reaching on that diagonal. Going for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, reach it through. Very good. Okay, let's swap the cross of the legs. Going back to the beginning, hands behind the back of the head. 5 curl ups here. 5. Working from the upper abdominals. Good. 2 more. Curl. And last one. Hands down by your side. Pick the legs up and reverse curl for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's repeat that again. 5 curl ups. 1. Slide those ribs to the hips. Keep your neck nice and relaxed in that hammock of your hands. Last one, curling up. Reverse curl, scoop, pull those abdominals in. There is a little momentum through the legs, but it's driven by the lower abdominals pulling in and contracting. Last one, and then going into our obliques, you can keep one hand behind your head and reach and thread that other hand through the little gap created by your glute stretch. Good, one or two more. Very nice. And roll it down. Just bring your legs together and just go into a lumbar rotation stretch for me. Keep the shoulders pinned down on the mat. And just go for another one each side. Now rotate the legs to one side and leave it there for me. Pick your top leg up and just take it a little bit further into your stretch if you can, and hold it there for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it back to your double knee position. Rotate to the other side. Pick up the top leg and just take it a little bit further forward, maybe even resting on the ground in front of your other leg. That's it. Few more seconds. And then roll it back onto your back. Lovely. Take one leg, place your hands behind it. But you're just going to do a thigh extender. So keep that knee nice and close to your body. And then just slowly bending and stretching your leg like we're flossing the nerves all the way through the back part of our leg, as well as releasing the hamstrings a little bit. Good, going for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Now grab that long length of TheraBand. If you don't have the TheraBand, you can keep holding behind the back of your knee, or you can use your circle, okay, whichever piece of equipment you like, and just take that leg and hold it for a lovely hamstring stretch for me. Lengthen the other leg along the mat. So if you don't have that band, you can just be holding on to the leg. The magic circle is really nice here too, to lasso that foot and hold it there. Okay, a few more seconds. Then we are going to take the leg out to the side. Keep your pelvis connected down to the mat. And now we're going to get that inner thigh, that adductor, and also the inner part of the hamstrings. So our hamstrings, we have an inner part and an outer part. So it's nice to stretch both parts. Just a few more seconds. And then bring that leg up and slightly across the body on the diagonal this time. And again, this might feel a little bit nervy. So just take it to where you're comfortable. All right, now with your TheraBand, see if you've got it. Otherwise, just place your hands down on this side. And we're going to take our leg into a nice big hip circle. So drawing a circle on the ceiling with your leg, keeping the pelvis really nice and still. This becomes about core stability while we are moving our hip joint through its full range of motion. All right, so if you don't have a band, it's actually a little bit harder without a band. You don't have the support on the leg. Let's go 2 more in this direction. Lovely mobility through the hip. Now reverse the circle. Think of those abdominals being in just a little bit. Keeping the pelvis like a level coffee table, not rocking and rolling with the movement of the leg. Good, 2 more. Last one. And just fold it back in. Very nice. Keep that leg bent on the ground. Grab a hold of your other thigh. Pull that knee right into the chest. And then just extend and lower. Nice and gently, just to the point where you feel there's a good stretch, but it's not painful. That's it. Again, flossing that nerve through the back of the legs. We often give this to people who have had back problems and injuries and have a little bit of irritation of the big nerve that comes out of the back down through the back of the thigh, the sciatic nerve. All right, 1 or 2 more. And then let's take it into the full hamstring stretch with your band or your circle and hold it up there. Release the other leg down. And a nice 20-second stretch here. If you want to, you can add a little bit of calf movement, pointing and flexing through the ankle to get that calf involved. All right. Then taking the leg out to the side, getting the inner thigh and the inner hamstrings, and holding that there for a nice 20 seconds as well. I've conveniently got the wall here, which makes it super easy for me to relax into this stretch and just enjoy it. All right, take it across the body into that neural stretch and the outer part of the hemis. Oh, that's a bit yucky sometimes. And then we're going to go into our leg circles on this side. So either hands down on the mat or using your band and draw those leg circles, 10 in each direction. Now you can make these circles as big or as small as you like, just depending on the comfort level in your hip and also your ability to keep the pelvis pretty stable here and not rolling wildly with that leg circle. So just think a little bit of abdominal tension in there, holding the pelvis still, and then the other direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Very nice. Okay. Take your hands behind the back of your head again. Now our legs are really nice and stretched out and our hip joints are mobile. You're going to curl up into your upper thoracic spine curl again. Then float one leg to tabletop, then the other. Then I'll get you to extend both legs up towards the ceiling and cross the ankles. Okay, and we are going to crisscross these ankles down for a 5 count and then up for 5 counts. So I've got my legs slightly turned out, abdominals are in, and you're just swapping the cross of the legs up and down for 5 counts each. Now you only take those legs as low as you feel comfortable in your back and your ability to hold the core muscles in. That's it. Let's go for 2 more rounds. So about 20 repetitions. Good. Last one. And bring it back in. Very good. Feet hip distance apart on the mat. And just go for a little spinal curl. Tuck that tailbone off the mat. And keep rolling yourself up to open up the hip joints again. Squeeze the glutes underneath. And then rolling back down. Bone by bone. Releasing out any tension in that low back. Let's just do that 4 more times. Go for a lovely scoop in the abdominals. Tilt the pelvis back. Squeeze the glutes and peel yourself up into your bridge. Really enjoy that open section in the front of the hips. Lots of hip mobility today. And again, curling and rolling up. Just so you have a nice diagonal line from your knees to your shoulders. Last bridge. And then I'll get you to hold it up here in your bridge position for me. There we go. Hold it. Now, I want you to squeeze that right butt cheek nice and solidly so that you can float the left leg off the ground. Keep your pelvis nice and level. Place it back down. Squeeze the left bottom so that you can float the right hip up. And we'll just do that one more time on each side before we come back down. Pelvis nice and level. Strong glutes supporting the leg on the mat. And then roll it back down. Good. Let's take it back up into your bridge and find your single leg bridge again and hold it for me. We are going to tap the leg down 10 times whilst we were holding that glute really strongly. 4, keep the pelvis nice and level. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one on this side. 10. Place it back down. Squeeze that glute. Float the other leg up for 10 toe taps on this side. The hip joint's nice and light. It's just hinging at the hip joint while you've got all this solid contraction on your opposite bridge. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, roll it back down. Lovely. Take those hands behind the back of the head again. And curling up, hold it up. This time, take one leg, then the opposite leg to tabletop. We are going to alternate our toe taps. Same sort of hinging action from our hip joint, but now we're using our abdominals in front, whereas before we were using our glutes underneath. Good. About 2 or 3 more on each leg, and then we're going to repeat it again. So swapping from the front of our body to the back part of our body, yet we're still doing the same hip hinge. Slowly lower the legs back down, rest the head back on your towel, and going up into your bridge. Get the bridge nice and solid to float one leg off. Now staying on that same side to do 10 toe taps. Good. About 6 more to go. 2 and 1. Lovely. Swapping to the other side. Squeeze that glute nice and hard and toe tap. Good. And we're going to do one more set of our toe taps, but using our abdominals. Good. 3 more. 2, 1. Lower it back down. Roll it all the way. Hands behind the back of the head. Find your tabletop position again. And going for 10 toe taps on each side. That's it. So 20 in total. Curling from the rib cage down to the pelvis. Abdominals pulled in. Good. 2 more each side. 1 more. Leave the legs up here for me. Rest the head. And I'm going to get you to extend that toe tap into a lovely big bicycle. So it's just an extension of the movement we were doing before. Keep those abdominals pulled in. Good. And in about 2 more repetitions, we are going to reverse our bicycle. Go the other way. Scoop and lift. Scoop and lift. We're nearly there. Nearly at our destination. Abdominals soar. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest it down. Whew, very good. Hope you're feeling nice and warm through the front of that abdominal area. Let's go onto our tummy now. The opposite direction into extension. So I'll try not to squash the microphone. We are just going to have our hands by our side and then gently use our arms to extend our spine up into a cobra position. Now, you don't have to take it into any uncomfortable range. So just to where you feel happy bending that spine in extension, you'll get a lovely stretch through the abdominals. We're going to do 8 more. Again, this is a really great exercise for the discs in the back. This extension. Good, let's go for 4 more. Maybe your extension has increased in range the more you've done. If you've done a lot of gardening at home, or you've sat in a chair for a long period of time, or lots of housework where you've had to bend over, this is a great go-to exercise just to relieve pressure in the back. Just about 10 extensions in lying. Come all the way down. Now let's place your fingertips underneath your forehead. I'll just show you the position, making a diamond with your hands. Okay. And we are just going to lift the head and neck off the mat. I'll show you a few so I don't talk into the microphone. All right, I'll talk you through it. So you're just lifting that head away from the towel or the mat. You keep looking at the mat. Elbows are nice and wide. Just pause up in your extension for a few seconds before you come back down again. Because we've got the hands above our head with our fingers underneath our forehead, we're increasing the load on our upper back muscles rather than having our hands down by our side like we've been doing in dart. So it's just a little bit of a progression. I'll come down and do 3 more with you. All right, lovely. Let's do a little progression. If you can just watch the screen for 1 minute. We're going to lift up, extend the arms to the T, back to the forehead and down. Lift up, extend the arms out to the T, forehead and down. Join me now if you can. All right, everybody going for 3 more. If you can't take your hands up this high, just keep one hand down by your hip and just work the shoulder that is comfortable to come up underneath your head. 1 or 2 more. And then we've got 1 more progression here. All right, if you want to take a look at the camera again. So lifting up, taking those arms out to the T, and then taking them back to the hip for your dart. Pause there, lift your dart a tiny bit higher, back out to the T, and then hands underneath the forehead and down. Let's go again. Lifting away from your mat. Take the hands out to your T position or aeroplane, then back to your hip for your dart. Hold, back to T, and down. Good. Just do 2 more for me in your own pace. Lifting and feel really broad and strong through that upper back. Good. Last one. Great. And then pulling back into a cat stretch forward. After being on your tummy, it's nice to round that spine up. 1 or 2 more cat and cow. And last one, curling up. Yeah, good. Now, if you've got that thin band loop, grab that and put it around your ankles. If you've just got the long piece of TheraBand, quickly tie it around your ankles so that you create a loop. And then we're going to come back down onto our tummy. All right. So just spread those ankles a little bit apart so you have a bit of tension on those bands, working the outer part of the hip. And we're going to work the glute max as well. Okay, so we're just going to do a single leg extension, lifting one leg away from the mat and then lower down. And you're going to alternate side to side. Now really lift this leg from the bottom first. Give your bottom a squeeze and then lift. Good. And keeping those ankle bones apart a little bit so you've got your outer thigh working very hard as well. Good. Going for 5 more lifts on each leg. So 10 in total. Rest your head down on your mat, on your hands. I've just got it up so you can hear me talking. All right, last repetition of single leg. Good. Now lift both legs up for me. It doesn't have to be too high. Think about the legs being long. Stretch that band apart. Hold. And then lower it down. Let's do 5 more of those. Lifting both legs up. Stretch it apart. Lower down. 4 more. Lift. And stretch that band. Good. Your legs are lovely and long and straight. Make sure there's no bend happening at the knee. Stretch. And down. Last one. Hold the legs up for me here. And I want you to pulse those legs out to the side walls, stretching that band. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're going to do one more set of 10 counts. Hopefully you're feeling those outer hip bones, or outer hip muscles rather. Ready, lifting the legs up and stretch for 10. And you can do this quick or slow. I'm doing quick pulses this time. 5 more seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest it down. Lovely. Now we've got one more variation here. We're going to do our swimming legs. So again, lift your legs up together. And then this time we are going to kick this way, up and down, up and down. Keep those legs nice and long. Keep going. We're going to do 20 seconds of swimming here. And 20 seconds feels like an awful long time sometimes. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it down. Guess what? We're going to do one more 20 seconds of swimming. When you are ready, lift those legs up and start kicking for 20 seconds. Off you go. Squeezing those glutes, stretching the band out to the side walls a little bit. All right, and rest. Whew, very good. Let's just take that band off the leg and go into a little glute stretch. Oh, that's good to get rid of that band. You know you've worked those hip abductors. All right, whew, that might be enough of a stretch again with just that cross of the ankle. If you want a little bit more, you can reach through and pull those thighs into you. And let's take that hold for about 20 more seconds. Very nice. Let's swap the legs. Cross the opposite ankle. If that's enough, stay there. You might like to press your knee open a little bit. or reach through and bring those thighs into your chest. Alrighty, very good. Let's come up temporarily to lay back down on your side. You've got two choices here. You can either lay completely on your side, like so, and I'm going to get you to do all the leg exercises here without a band. But if you've got your weight, I'm going to get you to do your shoulder external rotation at the same time as us working our leg. So that's option number one. Option number two is to come with your long band, loop it around the leg, hold it and come down onto your elbow, okay? And what we're going to do, we're going to lift that leg up and then lower it down. Now you're holding that band under constant tension. So the hand, just keep it resting in front of your belly. Now, if you are laying down on the mat, you are doing the same leg exercise, but you have the option to take the hand weight and work your shoulder cuff as well. So a few options there. I hope I haven't confused everybody. But let's go for 10 more leg lifts. 1, 2. If you're on your elbow, really lift that underneath waist up, okay? Don't sag and collapse into the shoulder. Push the elbow down into the ground and work on that shoulder stability there. Good. I think I've got about 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up here now. Sweep the leg forward. Sweep the leg back behind you. Good. Again, if you've got the band, you're just holding that hand nice and still. And if you're laying down on the floor without the band, you can still be doing your shoulder external rotation. Working on the back strength of that shoulder head. Good. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Very nice. And swapping sides. All right. Pick your poison again. Hand weight or long band. Loop that foot if you need to. All right. Coming down onto your elbow or completely onto your side. And then lifting that leg long and up. If you're on your elbow, make sure that your ear and shoulder are not connected. There's actually a space between them. If you're doing the hand weight, keep your elbow tucked into your side so that it's a real pivot and rotation. That's it. Okay. Going for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep the leg forward, stretch through that hamstring, then squeeze through the glute to take the leg backward, reaching forward and back, forward and back. Good. Let's go for 3 more. Sweep and stretch. 2 more. Good. Last one. And bring it down. Oh, very good. Okay. If you can, come up and sit cross-legged. And if you can't, stand up on your feet. We are just going to do another mermaid stretch here, and then we'll join you on your feet. So just reaching up. If you can sit in the cross-legged, we're just giving those hips another stretch here. Good. And other side. Stretch it across. One more each side, sitting down, and then we'll all come up into standing, because I'd like to do that side stretch into your ragdoll that we did at the start of the class, just so you can see how you feel and compare the beginning to the end. All right, when you're ready, coming up into standing. Move that mat. Lovely. Okay, let's reach nice and tall. Side bend over. Then rotate slightly to the front. Pull the abdominals in. Roll through your rag doll. Circle it up. And then come up. Side bend over. Rotate forward. Round it through. And up. One more each side. Just a little bit quicker to make it. Other side. Over. And roll it through. Very nice. And just circle those shoulders off. Well done, everybody. I hope you feel good and energized, strong around the hips, mobile through the spine. And if there's any questions about today's exercises, whether you want to ask me now in chat box or later on via email, please don't hesitate to ask me. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. May as well bring whatever equipment you've got, because you never know what I'm going to throw into the class. And as always, I will give options that you can do without the equipment. But have a lovely afternoon. It's nice and sunny out there still. Blue sky, which always helps. And thank you so much for joining me today on that. Yay. If you have any special requests for the small bits of equipment, don't hesitate to let me know. Always happy to bring in variety. Keep the body interested, keep the mind interested. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for your help with the tech as well, as always. Foam roller, yes. Okay, next week I'll make sure we have some foam roller in here. Absolutely. Great. Thanks for letting me know that, Emily. Thanks, Lorraine. All right, everybody, I'm going to turn the camera off, but I'll still be there in chat box if you want to pop in through any messages. Otherwise, have a lovely day. See you.